So again, deformed airplane fans. Again, another one of these Topgun Chen handmade models. Not a company, it's an individual that just makes these in his spare time or her spare time. And I think they're fantastic. At least the B-17 I got was fantastic. It came with this little plastic Gundam base, so you can have it in flight mode. I figure I'd just get this out of the way right now. I'll just cut this off here with my Tamiya nippers. Okay, so that goes in here. Nope, yep, it does. That's actually a shape to it, like a D shape. And that goes there. There we go. I guess you can get rid of these. Alright. So sadly the box is a little crushed, but I already looked at it and it's not damaged or anything like that. These are some other models that this person makes. So commercial, mostly Chinese military, but obviously a B-17, a Russian plane here, a French, and so, oh yeah, here are the others. Yeah, that one's cool too. Maybe one day, maybe, I don't know. These are kind of big models for me, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to collect all of them. Oh, and there you go. Even a crazy ship. Oh boy, that is a big model with the Buran space shuttle there. Alright, so we got this like computer like foam here. And then I got these two extra figures. They have nothing to do with the A-10 pilot. I just figured for like ground support crew or something. Maybe I won't use them right now. And then just a bag of parts to go onto this plane. And then I also paid for the pilot. It's a separate purchase, and this one happens to be painted already because I didn't want to paint the thing. And then there we go. It's packed in there alright. No damage, so that's good. I don't think there's anything under this. No, probably not. I guess I'll just get these guys out of the way. I think these are like commercial airport. Oh no, maybe they're just it's civil aviation figures. You can put them into like civil airplanes because they obviously don't have fighter helmets on. They're well done. I mean, they're well painted there. Got the belts. Yeah, painted all around. I just don't feel like doing this sort of stuff. It's not my thing. And also, the heads are magnetic, so I guess I could swap these heads around here. See? Very cool. Alright, so they have little radios, and I guess they're chatting with each other. And the tip of the radio is actually sticking off. It's floating out in the air there. That one. Yeah, and this one as well. Different facial expressions. Alright, we'll put those aside. So you can see this one has some sort of livery. FT-189. I think it's the 75th or yeah 74th Air Force Wing or something. I don't know much about the Air Force or military forces. I can't read that. But the decals are nice. I hope that they're under a clear coat. And you can see the panel gaps there and some bumps. These are 3D printed, so you can also kind of see these little horizontal lines. This was printed vertically. And but in other areas where it's painted thick enough, or maybe it was sanded before painting, you can't see those step lines. That's just Flying Tigers. Okay. Then we got the Air Force emblem there. Some sort of rescue detail. I think that's a hatch that actually opens for like a ladder. We'll get to that. And then we have this cool like I don't know, fighting what would you call this? A shark mouth? It's some sort of, yeah, I guess it'd be a shark mouth, like a tiger shark mouth or something. This laser pod, I think it receives lasers for when people use laser markers on ground targets. Actually, you know, I should probably read a little bit about this thing because I've never explained this airplane before. I've built model kits of this thing as a kid in the past. Oh, this is odd. this hole seems a little bit smaller than this peg. So these are 3mm holes, these stands, but that one's a little bit too small. So right now I'm just gonna, well, put it on the ground. And then you can see this image, I think, is supposed to be this airplane. It has the blue wingtips in the back, and it's got that same like shield there in the middle of the fuselage. And it's got like a horizontal wing here on this fin, and this one also has it. So it's got that shark mouth graphic. So it's quite a bit of deformation, as you can see, hopefully. Very neat. And the paint job is cool, sky blue and gray. Alright, so a quick Wikipedia stuff here. This thing was introduced in 1977 into the Air Force, I guess. Let's see, it's a close air support attack aircraft. Meaning, basically, the ground forces call in strikes from this thing. And so that's why it has this giant 7-barrel Gatling gun on the front. That has like a... The whole system is big as a small car back in here. But the thing shoots 30mm depleted uranium projectiles. So it's meant to pretty much melt through tanks. This thing totally destroys things. So as the replacement for the some sort of plane, the Sky Raider was the plane it replaced, which was, I guess, in Vietnam times. Over 700 of these planes were built, and they still fly today. There have been many plans to take it out of service, but I guess they just love the thing. It's supposed to be replaced by the F-35, but I guess the F-35 is really expensive to fly, and so they're trying to maintain these things, keep them going, I guess, a little bit longer. Alright, that's all I care to learn about, I guess. It's just a flying tank, essentially. It can take... It's actually designed to fly with half a wing missing, and I think an engine could be taken out also. I think one of these could be taken out. So it's a very durable plane. And the landing gear, they are actually exposed a little bit, so if it crash lands, it could still roll perhaps a little bit. It'll minimize damage. Alright. Let's open this bag of goods here. Let's leave that on the table. Yeah, you know what, maybe I should just go around the rest of this airplane. So the front end looks pretty cool. You can see some of the step lines of the 3D printing process. That's fine by me. It's got these two black protrusions. Of course, I have no idea what they are. I have no idea what these markings are either. But look at the Gatling gun. Looks pretty sweet. It's got some recesses in there to look like barrels. And then, yeah, the panel gaps here look pretty neat. Some sort of inlet vents there. And then you got the big turbofans. fans. I can see light passing through. Let me get the flashlight. Yeah. So I guess they might be printed in white plastic because some of that light was getting through the paint. Let me see. I'm curious. Oh, look at that. It does spin. This one? Well, they do spin freely. That was just my breath. Luckily, you don't have to smell it. So that's cool. Let's see about the back side. Yep, they'll blow either way, so that's cool. Yeah, that's neat. It's kind of toy-like, even though it's a model. And so back here, you can see there's some gunmetal around these back edges, and this high, I guess, outer diameter. Is that called like the bypass area? I don't know. Yeah, we have that wing on top of that vertical wing. Interesting. A big white bump. No idea what that is. There's also a big rectangular bump. Couple decals there of yellow. No step decals here are kind of nice. The flaps here, yeah, modeled really nice. Going around to this side here, I guess this blue might be painted. I don't know. It's well done. And then there's a white lightning decal on it. Yeah, the decals on this side look pretty nice. And oh, look at this. We have a cool green. Oh, this is transparent. That is highly unexpected. That's a transparent green wing marker. What's on this side? Look at that, it's an orange one. That's awesome. That could have easily been paint, but no, that is awesome, having clear bits. And they're not round, you know, they're not like jewel beads that you can buy off AliExpress, which I actually do and put into my other like Gundam figures and stuff like that. But these are like ovoid. I don't know where you would even source such a thing. Like, what could this be used for? You know, it's not. I don't think it was designed originally to make models, unless maybe these are actually 3D printed in colored resin. But they're so sharply done. I do feel that they actually might be made of glass or just injection molded. I don't see any step lines in there. All right, so yeah, we got some markings out here. I don't know if these are lights, these little rectangles, but they're all over the thing. The top of the wings here. Oh, we have some flaps down here. Interesting. We have no step. I don't know why there would be a number 2, or maybe that's not a 2. I'm not sure. There's a bump here with no step. Some sort of red marking there. Wonder what that says. I can't make it out. Possible you could read it. I'm looking through a phone screen. Okay. Alright, looking at the bottom now. Let's start here. We got some cooling vents there in the barrel. I can see a small magnet that's going to hold the landing gear in place. I believe this big marking is to confuse ground troops into thinking that's like a cockpit for some reason. I don't know what these would be for. And then you can see all these round shapes. Those are all magnets, so you can add and remove munitions quite easily. And there's a magnet there in the main landing gear. Very nice. More magnets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pylons on each side. And then, so that's 10, but 11 pylons to put weapons on. That's pretty cool. One other thing Wikipedia said is a lot of parts are swappable. Like these engines could be swapped to either side, these vertical stabilizers as well. And the landing gear as well could be swapped left and right. So it's meant to be fixed in the field easily. Okay, going back to this scale. Well, can you call it a scale model? This cartoon model? We have some decals of some, I don't know what those would be, of course. And then some antennae, 3 of them, of different shapes, really neat. This little white thing, I don't know if that's a light or not, but it's nice. And again, we have some of these yellow markers. I don't know why those would be there, you know. What would those be for? Leave a comment if you know. Because there's 2 there on the back bottom, 2 here on the top, and then they're on the side of the wingtips, and then they're on the side of the vertical stabilizers, and then they're on the side there. I have no clue. You'll notice here these exhaust vents, there's 2 horizontal here, but on this side there's 2 vertical stacked. So it's not a symmetric mold, or it's not a symmetric print file. Really cool to get that detail. 3 protruding bumps there. Interesting. And then some sort of protruding teardrop with a protruding black. Oh, that's like it's like a pipe. Some indication of a pipe. So what would that be for? And it's on both sides. Yeah. 2 bumps here with some white dots. That bump there. There's just a lot of weird things going on in this airplane. I have no idea what most of them are. All I know is there's a big gun in here. Okay, so the cockpit here, we have magnets, 2 magnets that I can see, 2 side clips, which are kind of look a little frail to me. And then this could be 3D printed. It's not molded because it's, I don't know, maybe it is, but it looks 3D printed. Maybe it's hand polished after. And then we have 3 black things. I don't know if those are mirrors, maybe. I think they might be rear view mirrors, so the pilot can see what might be chasing him or her. Okay, nicely painted. Look how like almost vertical that windshield is. It's crazy. Very cool. Alright, so what else do we have? We have an opening there, those magnets. And then we have a pilot already put in here, which is 3D printed, and it's got a magnet in the neck. You can see the print lines on the sleeves, but nice decals here on the pilot, and then nice gray paint here for the harness, and some sort of life vest. Even a little color for an undershirt. And then the seat, it's got some black pads and the main pad of green, some blue here, green, some sort of pipe indication or hose indication. Oh, maybe those are O2 tanks or something. Some oxygen tanks perhaps. What else do we have? I think that's the yellow grip to eject the seat. You know, pulling up those things ejects the seat. It's glued in there, it doesn't move. And then cool, we have some decals. A lot of cockpit controls on these decals. This one, yeah, I don't know if the light's gonna get in there very well. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's really neat. Looks like a cockpit to me for sure. And then we even have a small little heads-up display panel here. Alright, that's neat. And then there's a flight stick here with some 2 red buttons on there. So cool. Yeah, that stick goes down to the ground, down to the floor there. Alright, pretty neat. Alright. Ah, boy. Let's swing back out here. Let's get this little pilot head on here. Let's take a look-see. So we have some sort of oxygen hose coming there. Oh yeah, that's... I don't know if that's just glued on. I think it's just glued on. There's a magnet for the head. It's got a nice skin tone. The helmet actually has a lot of details on it. Bumps, clasps, I guess, to hold the visor on. Whoa, I did not expect that. That's cool. Right? That's cool. Yeah, I think that's pegged in somehow, but it still moves. But it's painted, so well done. Well done. Very, very impressive. Okay, let's pop that head on here. Hold on. Oh, that mask though. Hold on. I think it's because I pulled on it. I think it's just softly glued in there. I don't know if it's supposed to touch like on that side or not. Probably not. I want to clear this hose though, and make sure it doesn't hit anything. So right now the hose is just going to the left. But because the head is magnetic, you could spin it. It's a little flexible, that hose as well. I have a feeling it wants to go down, but I'm not sure if I want to mess with that. Oh, you can. Yeah, it just kind of vanishes downwards. But look at that. Look at those through the windscreen here. I think I like it with the thing up. And I think they'll clear, actually. So, you'll notice this tab here. So you could actually probably put this in the up position. Oh yeah, there's a slot right there in the front. So if you want the cockpit open, you can do so, but I think you'd probably want to put some poster putty or something in there, or it might run the risk of falling out, dropping to the floor and breaking. But you know, the window's so clear. You know, actually, those little teeth on the side seem to work. If I squeeze it, it definitely came out a little bit easier. So you might see, right now it's just kind of ajar, but if I squeeze that, it'll go down. Might be hitting that black thing though. So let me move this thing forward a little bit. Oh, so that could be an issue. You might have to put some putty in there if you want to see the face. No, I can still see the face. I'm just gonna it might touch the inside of this. So that's really cool that you can actually see pretty clear and see that cockpit pilot's face there. Nice. Alright. Wow, it's 20 minutes, but I really like these things. They're fun to mess around with and guess what parts are. So main landing gear. So we have this magnet there in the back, and then the tire, it's hard, it's 3D printed, but I think it's a separate piece because the separation of color is so good. The wheel itself is nicely detailed. We have the little color-coded gray for the panel that would cover that in the opposition, and some sort of indication of what might be a braking system maybe. And then you have some black paint wash in the grooves, so that looks pretty awesome. If the magnet is this way, I don't know if it's supposed to be this way. I think it is. Or is it going in this way? Now, just based off of the cutout here, you want this gray panel to match it, right? So I guess it has to go in like this on this side. And this one would go in this on this side. The magnets are doing their job. And then we have the front landing gear. So this one has what looks like maybe some round light areas. I might actually add some jewel beads to that myself. I have a whole bunch. And then some shock actuators, the outer body panel color on both panels. And then again, nicely detailed wheel. Yeah, the wheels don't spin, that's fine. And so the magnet back there. You actually heard that magnet click. Alright, so I can put that down. Alright. Let's see what weapons. Or we have two fuel tanks here, and they have magnets of their own. Yeah, they're good enough. Since they're wide, I think I want to put them out here. Here they might be spaced too close to have like other things put there. Let me hit focus. Nice. Being magnetized, very easy. I have no idea what these are. Laser guided bombs, maybe? Leave a comment if you can guess. Gray, green, yellow, the two magnets, gray, yellow. So nicely done. Okay. Now this one, it rolls a little bit because it's on a curved surface. You can actually put this thing upside down if you're careful. It's its own little kickstand. Then what do we have here? It's just what look like regular bombs to me. But why would they have a gray outer? I can't focus on that. Why would they have this gray wrapping? Oh, that's what's actually holding the bomb. It's their like mechanical clamps probably that just let go. Interesting. Alright. Then we have two, looks like missiles. I don't know if those are Maverick missiles maybe? Sparrow missiles. But they're nicely done. Quite open in the back. Some brown, then yellow, and the tip is black. Well painted. Things are getting a little tight now. Just gotta make sure I get the magnets aligned on the right side. But then they tend to find their way where they need to be. Then we have two thin bombs. So what kind are these? I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, the person actually has the magnets at the correct height. Right? Sticking out, it has to. These being so thin, I think I'm gonna try to fit them out here. And we have an ECM pod, like an electronic jamming kind of thing. So it says USAF A-10Q131V. I guess that's probably a real code for some sort of jamming pod or electronic countermeasures thing, and I guess it would make sense to put this in the back with the pointy bit forward. Alright, so I managed to totally load out every pylon, and it looks mean, right? That's a mean looking setup right there. I suppose, you know, you could, well, hold on, there's a Sidewinder missile here. I wish there were two. I always thought these things came like two on one pylon. But I don't know if those are magnets there. They're so small. That's not magnetized. I thought maybe they would go there. That's unfortunate. So I guess you gotta decide to lose one. If these are even magnets. They are magnets, yeah. Okay, well, that's kind of weird. I got one Sidewinder, but I guess I only got one ECM pod, so maybe that's just the way it is. So I think I'm gonna go and drill this. Oh, look at this now. The hole though to put it on a flight stand is covered by that. Let's see if this will cover it. That also covers up the hole. So that's kind of too bad. That hole, I think, would be better served to be back here more. But I don't think it could really go up forward more. Maybe a sacrifice would be the hole is where this antenna is, and you lose that antenna. There's enough height in the body that it could have a deep hole there. So unfortunate, yeah, you're gonna lose some sort of magnetic object unless you put this in the middle. Then you can still use the flight stand. But it's a little asymmetric. But maybe that's for this particular mission the way it's supposed to be. I'm gonna put the ECM out there. And I guess the missile there. Okay. Well, so you could use that short one. But I think all the other ones will probably block that hole. So we got this little side hatch here. So you have to get something thin. Possibly another magnet would work. Let's see, I got this little bicycle wheel magnet. No, it's the wrong polarity on that one. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try to pry it out. This toothpick might be a little bit too big. Luckily I found another type of toothpick here, so this is a super fine tip on this one. And I think if I just jam it in this corner here, yeah, I can get under there, hopefully. So there's some sort of magnet trying to keep that thing in place. And I keep on hitting these ordinances, but because they're magnetized, they aren't falling off, which is really convenient. Now I can get this bigger one in there, hopefully. No, this one has to go in even more. It's pretty strong. There we go. It wants to go back in. There we go. So there's a big peg hole and then the small magnet. But this side also has a small magnet, so that was super strong. Alright, so then in this bag we had this part for the ladder for the pilot to get up in there. Very neat, and it's got a decal, I guess, of the back side of that panel. What is it though, I wonder? It's like a checkerboard decal for some reason. So that's neat. You could, you know, have it like on the ground being refueled or something like that. And then if you have the cockpit open, let me pinch that in a little bit, put that in the groove there. With the face this way. The expression on that character is funny. It's like surprised or something, or like what? Okay. But you know, I think well, for a diorama, maybe one day I'll get a ground plate for this. For now, I'm gonna keep in flight mode. So let's take that out. Camera's actually in the way here. Okay, so that magnetizes in nicely. Alright, so I went and found a 3mm bit, and I went and just jammed it in here and just hand twisted this. Don't use a drill bit, I mean an electric drill, because this is, you know, 3D printed plastic. You might run the risk of maybe drilling through the whole thing. But I think I'm bottomed out against that hole that it was in there. Alright. And also I noticed there's some flash on this peg, so I got a little knife to scrape it off. So now I should be able to get this peg stand up in this thing. Maybe twist it as I push it in. Yeah, I can hear the friction. But just alright, it's not even bottomed out, but that's nice and tight. There's no way that's gonna fall off. Well, this is a little risky. If I take this off here, maybe I should do it off the plane. Hold on. The bomb fell off. Why is this on so tightly now? Okay. I was wondering maybe this doesn't have a climb, or does it? This stand only has one angle. I thought maybe I could adjust it up like this and have a climbing thing, but no. This it's just a horizontal stand. I will say, you know, that has no flex in it whatsoever, which is good, but no angle whatsoever. And I want to show off all the ordnance on the bottom of this thing. Alright, so that thing fell off. Oh, the stand knocked it off. Maybe let's put a bomb here. Now that that thing's in place, and that short missile can maybe still go there, maybe? Yeah, it can. Okay. We get a lower angle. So that's it in takeoff mode and landing mode, I guess. So now the last thing is where the landing gear is up. So just swap that out. And where's the front landing gear? I guess it's just this. This totally covers up the wheel. That one's got a bit bigger gap, so hopefully you don't need a super thin toothpick to get that out. Take off these landing wheels, and now you'll notice the flight wheels are much smaller. Right, that's fine. I think the landing ones are bigger to have more clearance for the weapons. Now which side goes where, I wonder? I think this one goes in here. Yeah, alright. And then what's going on with that? This one here. So the tires are forward. Okay, so magnetized. Yeah, what are these things, I wonder? Black and white checkerboard looking things. So there we have it in flight mode. Well, there it is, flying over the desert there, serving in Afghanistan. Well, I can't say much about war, it's a horrible thing, but I gotta say, for a toy cartooned airplane of an A-10, this thing is really awesome. It's, I guess, I don't know if the B-17 is still better, you know. In fact, let me go get that thing. So the B-17 is quite a larger plane. I mean, it literally has 10 figures inside of it and guns sticking all over the place, which is why it was called the Flying Fortress. And actually, just for statistical sense here, this is like maybe 185 millimeters in width. But the A-10 is clearly a narrower airplane, being a single seat fighter. This is like 135, maybe 140 millimeters, if that matters to like your cabinet or something like that. In fact, if the shelf of your cabinet is of a concern, the height of it, you want to have like maybe 13.5 centimeters to clear that cockpit, I would say. Actually, maybe 13 centimeters, 130 millimeters you'll get through. Alright, yeah, so this is, if you could only buy one, I would still probably go with the B-17, just because it has so much going on. Right? You can literally move all the turrets around, and yeah, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the bombs, bay doors, 6, 7. There might be 7 points of articulation or panels that can be removed on that, whereas this is just the cockpit. So this is an old flying fortress. This is, I guess, a kind of old flying tank. But this Topgun Chen person, he makes other airplanes, as the box indicated. So yeah, I'm gonna get another one, and also accessories. So there might be a video on some accessories. We'll see about that. All right, let me get this out of the way and let this. Whoa! I'm gonna have to glue that in there one day. And in fact, let's get a low angle. Because sadly, that's probably the view that the victims of this plane would see. Alright, yeah, fantastic model. You can check the Facebook or eBay listings if something like this intrigues you. There are also unfinished kits as well, which obviously cost a lot less money. If you want to kill some time, this is a good way to paint up something really neat. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next deformed plane video. Bye.